Hang on. My hair is like what is
Yeah,
this?
like a Corolla strip going down the middle.
I know, but it's like the part is being weird and it's like I
Oh,
don't know what's happening. It's nothing good.
nothing good. You should have
That's
wore a
better.
hat like me.
Slightly more accessible. Okay, so the reason I was late is because this thing, oh, now it's not making noise. Can you hear the noise?
No.
It's like ee, and it was very rhythmic, and I thought this has
It
got
was
to
a
be a
critter.
toy. I was like, this has got to be a toy because it was too rhythmic, but I wasn't like 100%. I was like 90% that it was a toy and not some random critter in the corner of my basement. And I was, and then I traced it to the EV that you can record and have it say things back to you. So at
Right.
some point, this magically turned on in my basement. And when I came downstairs, I was like, oh no.
She was like, what shenanigans are
I'm
going
supposed,
on?
what the shenanigans are, Stephanie thought she was going to have to track down some sort of creature in her basement.
That
And
and I bought a
it was
very
not.
expensive hat, and so I will be damned if I don't wear it.
So Chantel is girl mathing this hat
Yeah.
because she went to a fundraiser
I bought
and
myself a
she ended
real
up
cowboy hat shaped for myself.
because she was maybe had a little too much wine
And my husband
before
was
purchasing
game.
the hat. Yes.
Yes. And so
So
I ended up
now,
with this hat after having a little bit too much wine. And so now I have to wear the hat.
yes, she's got a girl
You
math the hat.
you gotta sleep in the bed you make for yourself.
Yep.
And I now have this hat that I'm gonna wear
It's
at all
hilarious.
types of events, like Friday night sit and sews.
Yep. You got to
Yep.
do it. We were discussing this. I have a quilted and Chantel has a too. It's a sweatshirt from Bowden. They do not sell it anymore, but it looks like a Lone Star quilt going out. It's gorgeous.
Oh, it's so
$90
cool.
plus shipping from England.
It's a sweatshirt.
It's a sweatshirt, but it's gorgeous and I wear that sucker weekly, weekly
I
because
mean,
you got to
yeah.
girl math that. If you're going to spend that kind of money on something, you have to do it all the time. AB loves
Yeah,
your
I
hat.
mean, thank you. It's not the appropriate wear for my sewing, but it does keep the ring light out of my eyes. So I
Well,
guess
there's that.
I guess there's that. I got a Disney shirt and a cowboy hat on. It's a good day.
Stephanie's already 1.5 high noons in, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, I
We had our
gosh,
pre-work call, which really means we talk about the things that we don't want to say live on the internet.
which actually we
And
don't have much this week that
no,
makes the off the docket
I mean, there
conversation.
was a really good story
There was a really good
about a
story.
package that we're not going to share live on the internet,
No,
but
it's unfortunate, but
it is. It's a funny one.
come up with your own story. That's just how it is. Speaking of package, I have fabric mail
Ooh,
that
that's
I
fun.
I had told you about this geometry um fat quarter bundle.
Oh yeah, the one that looked like it would work
Yeah,
for a man. That definitely is like
it
man
has a
fabric.
few
There's a little
pieces
pig.
in it that you might pull, but like some of these are really cool.
Yeah. Is that a line? Is that all together?
Yeah,
Or did someone curate that?
no, it's all a line.
Okay.
You know how this
I like
computer
it.
is. It wants me to be, yes, me and my hat.
You and your hat to be dead center.
Yeah, but very cool line. It's not really a fussy cut type of line, but it'll be really fun for was the one that you did like Subway?
Yes. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, I was thinking
It's
something like that.
hiding. That one actually is in use, believe it or
Ooh,
not. I still have not finished the binding on it, but it's in use.
I'm probably going to finish a binding next week. You guys will miss us because
Yes, we should
we
tell
will be
them,
together,
remind
but
them.
we will not be on here, but we will be on Sunday instead in the
Yes.
afternoon, behaving ourselves.
We will because Chantel has to drive afterwards.
Not only that, because it's a question and answer
Yes, it's a
session
Q
with
and
Ray and
A
John, and they don't
about
want
the
our
Mediterranean
shenanigans.
cruise. Oh no, they absolutely want our shenanigans, but they want it once it's on the boat with the drink
Right.
package.
They want us to like try to keep it together. You're right. I do
Yes,
need a hexie on my hat. We can make this happen.
yes. Just don't like glue it. Just let it like, there you go.
Yo. Well,
You need
now
like
I
a
know where to put
a
the
little
things
strip
when
of
I'm not
fabric or
sure what to
something.
do with my stuff.
Why are you
You know,
yawning? There's no reason for me to be yawning already.
you know.
This is a
Yes.
problem.
There we go.
Does it fit? Is
Yep.
there a little thingy around it?
Yeah,
That's
there's a
perfect.
little feather and everything, and I'll put it in with my
You have a
feather.
feather? Oh
I
my
have a feather,
gosh.
yeah.
That's why it was so expensive. You have a real feather on your hat.
The feather was $10 extra.
I mean, at that point, why not?
Well, that was kind of the there we go.
That's hilarious.
There.
But
Now it's
yes,
appropriate for the sewing room.
keep keep an eye out on the channel. There will not be a live next weekend because Chantel and I are celebrating the 100th anniversary of our sorority that brought us together,
It's true.
us our platonic soulmate selves.
Yes.
And so we will be out doing
Celebrating our vows.
real life things. Although I have no idea what we're going to do because all the places we used to go to are now closed.
I'm pretty
So,
sure we go to bed at 10. That's what we do.
no, we cannot do that. We have to
Oh,
live it up.
well, is that not it's not an option. Sorry, I gotta fix the
We have to
setting here.
be good. We have to like pretend like
We have to try.
yes, we have to make an effort.
Sorry, I'm trying to turn off the night shift. I'm like, why are you so yellow? Oh,
But yes, so and Caitlin's coming too, who was my little in my sorority and was supposed to be a roommate with Chantel, and then I ended up being the roommate when you decided to go on foreign term. So
yep.
it'll be fun. It's going to be a fun thing, but we'll be on Sunday afternoon to answer all your questions about the cruise. And I think is it 12 Central? Is
12
that what we
Central.
decided on? Yes,
Yeah.
12 Central next Sunday.
So it
And
doesn't
I'll
interfere with the Bears game.
basically, even though Ray has no, he's like, what are the bears?
What are the Bears?
And
What
we're
Bears?
like, I feel like I am not a big football person. I just am not. But like, I feel like if somebody gave me a name of a football team, I would know maybe at least the general region or that
I
it was
mean,
at
I
least a
guess if
football team.
somebody said a random basketball team or a baseball team, I would not know if it were basketball or baseball. I would just know that it was a team.
I feel like I maybe know this because my type is sports reporter. This is true. You laugh at me, but my husband
My
was
type is
a
sports
sports
reporter.
my husband was a sports editor, a copy editor and reporter when we married or when we started dating. The guy I dated for 2 years seriously in college was a sports reporter. The guy I had serious tension with, but never happened, but totally could have, like throughout all of college, was went and worked for a sports company when he graduated and was a sports reporter for the student newspaper for a while. So my type is sports reporter.
You want to know what my type is?
Doctor?
August 10th, 1985. I had two serious guys and they shared a birthday.
Oh my
My
gosh, that's
ex and my
wild.
husband. So my type is August 10th, 1985.
That's hilarious. That's wild.
Yeah. I
Totally wild.
mean, we all have a type, right?
My sister kind of did something similar. So her serious boyfriend before his birthday was like the day before, I think, her birthday, and her husband is like the day after
Well, there you go.
or
She just
something
didn't
like
get the
that.
stars aligned quite right.
Yeah, it just didn't quite work out the first time. She needed the one after.
Yeah.
But what's hilarious is I went to preschool with her husband. I've known him that long.
Oh my gosh.
Like I ate Play-Doh with him when we were 3 and 4.
I ate Play-Doh with him.
Yep.
That's
Oh,
cute. What's
I
everybody
literally,
working on today? We
yes, we
gotta
have half
we're
inch
gonna keep it
hexies.
sort of sewing related occasionally.
Yeah, we touch on that occasionally.
I need a project that I feel like doing. That's
I'm
my problem currently is
still
that ugh,
video
I'm so
editing
over them.
a ton.
You what?
I'm still video editing like everything.
That I mean, video editing because your book is
It is, my book has arrived, actually. I'm not allowed to send it out yet, but I had 7 boxes delivered this week that have my new book in it, which is super exciting. And I designed stephaniesebbing.com last weekend, and that is all ready to go to sell books out of, except I need to go get a P.O. box tomorrow morning. And because I don't want the whole internet knowing what my home address is. That doesn't
that's fair.
sound very safe. Let's not do that.
Let's
I
not
was
do that.
I was telling that to my mom. She's like, "Oh yeah, that sounds really like a good idea. Like, go get a PO box." And I'm like, "Yeah, definitely
Yeah.
PO box." And so as soon as that's done, you should see a video from me this
Okay,
week.
the hat's bothering me. Now I have hat hair.
You should
Maybe I want to wear the hat.
fluff it up a little bit.
Yeah, it's fine.
Oh, Brittany's husband is sick, so she's been entertained. Why do we have to entertain them? My husband did this too. He injured himself and was home for like 2 weeks and expected me to be the entertainment. And I'm just like,
I mean, not your
no,
court gesture,
I
you
gotta
know,
do my
like
own thing. Go leave me alone. I love you, but
just because you can't play video games doesn't mean you have to bother me.
well, no, he got a video game. Like he got himself a video game to entertain himself,
Oh, that's
but
right.
that
I do
apparently
remember
wasn't
this.
enough. And anyway,
Mm.
I don't know. Our marriage has always been, I feel like, different because he was a sports reporter and a sports editor, he always worked nights, weekends, holidays. And I, for the majority of our relationship, had a day shift and he did not. And so I was just used to
You
like
didn't have
coming
to be
home and
around each
doing
other.
whatever. I was used to coming home and doing whatever I wanted to do. I could come home and sew 4 to 8 blocks together in a quilt and nobody complained. And I could have girl dinner and no one complained about that either.
Oh,
And
girl dinner.
I know, like,
I
is what
had
it is.
bachelor dinner tonight. I had ramen.
Did you cook it or did you crunch it
I
up?
cooked it. I cooked
Oh,
it.
see,
Cooked
you're
it, but
doing better
drained
than we were in
all of,
college.
yeah. Yeah, you can eat it. It's a topping.
Yep.
It's a chip. I know, I'm a weirdo, but it,
No, you don't knock it till you try it because I've done it.
yeah,
It-
no, you need to like put it over a salad with a little sesame oil and it's
We
good.
didn't even do that in
No,
a
we didn't do
college.
that. I'm just
Literally,
saying if you feel the
Chantel
need to
was
not be
like,
disgusting like me, you know, just
literally, this is like when we're 19 and 20. She's like, take the ramen packet, put it in a sandwich baggie, slam that sucker down, and then add the seasoning and just eat it. And I would do that all the time,
it's so good.
all the time.
Like
Oh, the
I grew
things
up
you
with a mom
think
that
are
didn't cook
good,
much.
the
I
things you,
know.
yeah, that you think are good when you're like 19, 20.
Hey, it was a no cook alternative to all things.
For sure. Joan is cutting a new project for our weekend quilt retreat. Don't tell her son. We will not.
Mm.
Um,
Secret stay with
told him
us.
no new projects until you're all caught up. See,
Yeah,
I don't think that's a reasonable goal. A lot of people are like finish two, start one, because then at least you're making progress. I feel like that's a far more realistic situation than like I have to finish all my shit before I do the next thing.
that's fair. I'm at the point where I feel so guilty starting something different because I have projects to finish that I don't make anything and I've become a not maker. I'm not actually making anything because I'm guilting myself instead. It's good fun.
Yeah, well, that's probably not the best.
No,
Are you
it's
bringing
not.
anything out when you're hanging out with me, or are we just gonna
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Although I do
be
have a travel
ridiculous?
bag here, still from when I went to Florida in June of my stuff that I was going to work on and never got to do.
You
So
read books instead in
I
bed.
basically napped. It was glorious and I loved every moment of it. I did read a lot. Yeah.
Joan says she likes the idea and she's finished 8, so you're allowed to start. That means you're allowed to start 4, Joan. By that math, you can start
This is
4
also
new
girl
projects.
math.
Yes, we're girl
I'm
mathing
wearing
all the
this
things.
hat, so it costs me a lot less already. It cost me half as much. Don't
Brittany,
count how much the hat costs. I mean, it's gorgeous. I like the hexie. The
it
hexie
is.
gonna
It looks
stay.
good on there.
Yeah.
Brittany finished a random coaster when her aunt's king size quilt gets overwhelming, so that works.
That's
You
not a
and
bad idea.
we should plan a quilt for John and Ray to like gift them with.
We probably should.
Not that we want to do this and like fly it overseas, but we should
No,
we have to like surreptitiously figure out like what their bedroom colors are and their style is.
we
Because
could just
I've only
ask
seen,
them and then like never say anything about it ever again
this is true.
and then
Because
just
I've
let it
only
happen.
seen their like beige walls in their office.
That's true. And their Pan Am poster behind Ray
Yeah.
and yeah.
Joan says it's possible without even going to store. See, there we go. I feel like too, like if you're doing a no buy fabric challenge, background fabric,
I need to
backing
do that.
fabric, and binding do not count.
I agree.
Like those do not count. You get free passes for those things because we don't always think to buy that when we're like adding to our
It's
stash.
the bees. If it's the
Yes.
binding, the backing, or the batting.
You just skip that. That doesn't
Yeah,
count if
it
you're doing
doesn't
a no
count.
buy fabric challenge. For sure.
Right, Joan.
We're enabling you here. It's called Quilt Addicts Anonymous. We're not
It,
trying to stop your
right?
behavior. We're going to enable it. The original tagline was enabling fabriholics everywhere. That was the original tagline for Quilt Addicts Anonymous.
Oh, you got to bring that back.
I know, right? It might still be on there somewhere in some website version,
I feel
but
like that is a dot, dot, dot waiting to happen.
pretty much. I mean, that's the long and short of it right there. Oh,
I have a lot of gluing I could do. I just don't feel like doing it.
I am just pooped because I've been on a computer 24/7, I feel like lately, between work and video editing. And I was super stressed out doing the website because I don't code. I know
Hmm.
enough code to fix it or break it, and there's no in between. And so what I do is I buy
I
a
feel that.
website template and then I customize it. And I've done this probably a dozen times now, but every single template is slightly different, and the documentation on how to use it sometimes is good and sometimes is god awful.
Terrible. Yeah, I've
And you don't
done it
know,
myself
yeah, you don't know until you purchase the thing.
to
And
know
there's
what
really
you've
only
exactly
like
purchased.
And there really was only like one good like website for authors, and it was really set up to be like this massive bookstore, and I just wanted four books on it. And so I had to figure out how to like condense everything and get it all on there. And so I just like was like super stressed for
Oh
like a day and a
no,
half doing this. And then I just like crashed. I just like
you
laid in
did.
bed and listened to a book for like all of Sunday afternoon and a good chunk of Monday because I'm like I've used
The
all the
mental
brain
capacity's
cells.
done.
It's done. I need to recharge before I can do anything else again. But
Ugh, hat's kind of heavy. Sorry, I'm gonna take the hat off. I
it's
know,
all
I feel
good.
like I should
You have to
wear
fluff
it.
your hair.
Yeah, no,
You can't all have the Italian volume. Although
I know, right?
I told Chantel today when we're in Naples,
I'm gonna
we
bring.
have to go find, and if any of you guys come on the cruise with us, you can totally find a place
You're
with
all
us.
coming. Did you
Um,
know?
when is the book officially for sale? I'm gonna have pre-orders out this week as soon as I launch the website.
It
They will
launches though, the
the
book.
books will not ship until the end of October. I think it's like October 27th or 28th or something like that.
Okay.
I should know when my book baby is supposed to be born, but it's just not one of
It's
those
a
things
due
that's sticking in
date.
my
It's,
brain right now.
it
But it's getting there.
that's a tomorrow Stephanie problem.
It is a
That's what
tomorrow
Stephanie
Stephanie
would
problem.
say.
This is true. It's not a today Stephanie problem. It's
I
actually
love
it's
a
in a
tomorrow
5 week
Chantel problem,
it's in a
not today's
5 week
problems.
Stephanie problem, but it's going to become a very big 5 week Stephanie problem if Stephanie doesn't pick up the video editing a little faster.
Yeah, right.
But
Yeah.
we're, we're getting there one step at a time. The website's ready. That was the big
It's
thing.
gonna be awesome to have you doing videos again, though,
Yes.
and having content out
There's
there.
gonna be like a dozen videos coming out in the next couple of weeks, or in the next like 5 weeks, guys.
And then we're
There's a
not
lot
letting her
coming.
stop.
I mean, yes,
We're not.
Chantel and I are supposed to film some things together while she's here. We need to figure out what that's going to be, but
And
we'll
I
get there.
just got a new computer. So
You did.
you know what I did today that I haven't done in a long time? I not only downloaded everything I needed, so I got all my Microsoft stuff on there, I got all my Adobe stuff on there. I downloaded my version of AutoCAD and I started making hexes.
Ooh.
And so I started like dealing with shapes and lines because that's what I know
Hmm.
is AutoCAD. So
Were you like
essentially,
designing your own EPP?
yeah,
Ooh.
yeah. So I'm coming up with my project for our trip, and we're thinking like, what can you do that's relatively small because EPP just takes time. Now the time will come to you when we're there. You'll have plenty of time, but to be able to create smaller pieces and either be able to put them all together or have separated projects. It's going to be really fun. No pressure, but
But we need videos until the end of time, Brittany
I
says.
know that's what I'm saying.
I know. So I think I've decided what I want to do when I grow up. Um,
Well, that one's not going to work. So what's the alternative to being the kept woman?
well, no, that's not having anything to do with the Catwoman. The whole
That's
idea
what
of
you want to
wanting to
be when you
be
grow up. We
the
know
whole
this.
idea of wanting to be a kept woman is so that I can do whatever I want to do and not have to worry about making any money while I'm
Yeah,
doing it.
right.
This is the goal. But I don't think that's going to happen because my husband drives packages around. He doesn't fix people for a living like yours does. But anyway,
It's fair.
there. So what I want to be when I grow up is to get Quilt Addicts Anonymous back to a reasonable level of things so that the YouTube ad revenue can be more substantial. Because what people don't realize is that it probably costs like if I'm doing emails, which is the biggest chunk of things. If I'm sending emails out regularly, we need like $700 a month just for Quilt Addicts Anonymous to exist before I make a dime. So we need to be above and beyond that.
Right.
And
Explain that a little more because that was so confusing to me at first. Like
it
to
is
make you exist,
to
you have to
just to have
have
it go. I've got Dropbox files which hold all of the video raw files from
you have
Quilt
to pay
Addicts
for that.
Anonymous. So I had to pay for that. That's $240 a month. And actually, it's probably more than $700 a month once we put everything in there. Then you have website hosting, which and website maintenance, which probably in the neighborhood of $75 a month. And then you have the software to edit the videos,
Yes.
create the patterns, um,
The Adobe software, your
the
Microsoft
Adobe soft,
software, all
yeah,
the
that
random
kind of
things that you
stuff.
need for your computer to upkeep.
And then you have things that just make like easier. Like I have a subscription to Descript,
Hmm.
which makes it easy to get transcripts and get AI to write my video descriptions for me. And I mean, it's all little
Right.
things, but they all add up. And
It's like
then,
all little subscription things that add up
yeah,
every month.
and the biggest cost is email. So MailChimp with the size of list I have is $450 a month. So I just haven't been renewing it because I haven't been sending emails lately, because I need to figure out what I was doing with it. Sue, I believe there will be an ebook. I think you have to get that on Amazon, but you can check that out there. The title is going to be called The Panel Quilt Workshop, so you can check that out there. But like
So
we're
that all
talking
that stuff just
we're
adds
talking
up.
like
So
seven,
it's
eight
all
hundred dollars a
invisible
month.
to everybody
Yeah.
else.
It just
I
just for
swear I
Quilt
just
Addicts
saw a
Anonymous.
mouse.
Oh, lovely. You're gonna have to ignore that. But yeah, that's just for Quilt Addicts Anonymous to exist. That doesn't include any like, accounting fees, taxes that I would have to pay, things like that. So, um, and I've been, you know, fortunate in that the pattern sales and the YouTube ad revenue has basically about broken even over the past 2 years. And but YouTube ad revenue used to be a lot more than it is currently. So once I start putting videos out again, then we can start to see some
It's a
money
whole
coming
give
in.
and take
It
cycle. So
is.
you
It
kind of
is.
have to push into it to pull out of it to push into it.
Exactly.
Yeah. So
So
I did not understand how
no.
much
Well,
that
and there's things I can
and the
do like
emails.
The
costing
email,
that much.
it's ridiculous. And there's other, like, there's Email Octopus, which is significantly less expensive. However, they don't have as many integrations in terms of building your list.
Oh,
So, like for my new stephanie7.com website, I don't have anywhere for anyone to automatically join a list through Email Octopus without screwing around with code and messing with stuff. So, yeah.
right. There's certain things that make sense to pay for because of what you're going to get from it.
Yeah, we're talking about like 200 extra dollars a month where I then don't have to do a bunch of manual stuff to make it work. So some
Right.
things
So
like
your
that are worth
time.
it. Exactly. So I would like to do that and make that kind of come back enough. And over the next 6 months or so, um, I also have to pay to buy back basically the intellectual property. So all the patterns and like the quilts behind me and the Lenny and
Hmm.
things like that. So I'll be doing that as the business bankruptcy wraps up. So those are kind of the big things that are happening with Quilt Addicts Anonymous. And then on the other side of things, I would like to actually make enough money being a fiction author to where I can do like a book a year and make enough to where,
This
I don't
balances out
to where I
its
don't have to
itself.
necessarily have a day job. I might still have a day job, but I would like to not have to have a day job. I would like to just
The
be
waitress
my
doesn't
creative
want three
self.
jobs. You know what
No.
I mean? It would be nice to have two.
Yeah. And it sounds like, I mean, I don't want to sound cocky because who the hell knows what's going
She's
to
really
happen with my
good.
life.
It's fine.
But um I just in talking with my writing coach, it sounds like it's a reasonable goal to have to be able to do that if you get in with a big enough publisher. So,
And you can't stop Stephanie from writing. It's impossible.
no,
I'm like literally pinching my head because it hurts because Stephanie, it's like I may be dabbling in a book three. And it's like, girl, you said you'd take a break. She can't.
I can't.
It's Books Addicts Anonymous right
It
now.
is. It
She's
is.
Authors Addicts Anonymous.
Because here's the problem. I went through and I had my meeting with my coach and I was like, I
Her
went
writing
through and
coach.
my writing coach and did a ton of edits, cut out over 20,000 words out of my first draft, or well, my third draft of my first book. And then I was like, I can't do anymore until I meet with the coach, which is like 2 weeks out. I'm going to focus in on doing stuff for promo for Quilting Book. And then I got myself distracted with book two. And Chantel's like, I thought you weren't supposed to be writing. I'm like, the spice called, Chantel. I
It
had to
just
do it.
called me. I just, I was hungry and I had to eat the spice. I
But
just,
honestly, this is what happens. The way I think about writing is also the way I thought about designing quilts, where it noodles around in the back of my head for a while. And
yeah.
then once it's there, it has
Just
to come out. Like I cannot stop it. I just have to get it out somehow. And so that's what was going on there. So now I feel like I have book two as good as I can get it until I start working with an editor. So today I started book three, which it's not really like starting book three. Like I already have a 150
no,
page
right.
outline with a ton of dialogue, but I actually started like the prose of book three. And Chantel's like, "What are
She
you doing?" I'm like, "I can't stop myself,
can't help
Chantel.
it.
I'm
I
sorry."
gotta do it.
Uh, it feeds my
Meanwhile,
soul.
I freeze. Somebody asked, do I have a cat? I don't have a cat, but I do have a standard poodle who's very good with his nose. I
Yes,
might need to get him on this.
you got to get Cubby
I
downstairs.
can't tell if it was like like the light went by my glasses. So it's like I'm taking the glasses off to make sure that I haven't seen a critter. We're both
I
in
get mine
basements. You know what I
sometimes.
mean? Like it
Yeah,
looks nice, but like we have
we're in a basement.
basements.
Oh, mine. I'm gonna have to do something about this before you come. Like, this is my
Oh
situation right
no,
now.
girl.
This is what my sewing room looks like.
Oh, mine is bad too. It's not as bad as it was, but it's not. I have selective piles.
Does anybody watch Bert Kreischer? It's
Mm-mm.
the comedian who always comes out with his shirt off. and he
No.
doesn't look good with his shirt off, and that's part of the appeal. Um,
And that's part of the appeal. I don't see it, but okay.
it's hilarious. We have to watch it now. I have to introduce you to Bert Kreischer. You and John, I feel like would very much enjoy Bert Kreischer. Um, but what does he say? He was like real talk is what he says, and then or like secret time, and then he'll like
Good time.
say some crazy stuff. And my secret time is this is what you don't see on the camera.
Yeah, I
It's
feel
a
it.
hot, hot mess, is what it is.
I I have my hot mess too.
See, Brittany likes Bert Kreischer.
Oh,
Brittany
well
likes
then
him.
it can't be too bad.
Once you
Once
show
you
him as
show
it
a
seems
mess,
to
it
motivate
seems
to
to
clean up.
motivate a cleanup. Ah, you know, I wish I had that in my heart when I
I don't
see a
have that
mess.
either. I'm not
It
at
doesn't
all
come naturally
invested.
to me. Now, when I see something clean, like a nice pile of fabric, all of a sudden I'm inspired. Like there's this episode of My Little Pony, it always goes back to My Little Pony, where Rarity's sewing room is a hot mess, and
I feel
her
like
little
that's
sister,
accurate.
yeah, and her little sister goes in and cleans it up, and Rarity freaks out because she's like, "Oh my gosh, I don't know where anything is." And then her little sister leaves and she gives her a hard time, and so she has her sister leave. And then immediately sees something that she hasn't seen in a while because it's finally clean and then becomes inspired and makes this like fabulous creation. That's me. Once it's clean, I'm
Then you're good.
inspired. But when I see the mess, I'm like, eh.
I do need to do something now. Maybe like when all the book promo is done, I can go through this disaster.
You
Because
know,
right
it's fun
now,
to clean
that's just
other
like
people's messes. Let's
that's
just trade
weighing in my
houses.
head.
Trading spaces. Quilt edition.
What do you think our husbands would do if we did wife swap?
Oh God, your husband was already loathes me
He doesn't
in a
loathe
good
you.
way. In a good way. Can you loathe somebody in a good way? I don't know. I feel like
He just gives me a hard time because he literally,
John knows you too well. It wouldn't be a fair swap. You'd
my
probably
husband,
feed him. He'd be so happy. He'd
he
be
would
like, "This
be.
is great."
You know what? I don't cook as much as you think. Adam cooks a lot for me.
But
He
when
does a lot of
you cook
grilling.
substantial. I'm the
This
person
is
that taught
true.
you to just chop up ramen like this.
He just bang it down. Oh, goodness. Today we were quite excited because there was a $10 chicken tender deal at Jewel, and so that was what
Oh,
happened. We just
gosh,
bought a
nothing says
bag of
middle
chicken
age like
tenders,
finding a chicken tender deal.
and then they had buy one get one free twice baked potatoes. I was like, I'm not cooking
Done.
tonight.
Chicken done. John brought home
Not
a
cooking.
rotisserie chicken, and you would have thought I haven't fed anybody all week. Like they were all over that. I
Oh,
want
we
the
do that
breast. I want the
every
leg. I
month.
want the wing. Actually, nobody ever wants the wing. I always end up with the wing because nobody wants the wing.
Every week we get from Costco dog food, rotisserie chicken, and their taco street taco kit.
Mhm.
And that's our usually our Friday night.
That's your usual Friday night.
But
I
I did
just
not
don't know how
subject
you go to
myself.
Costco on Friday.
So I ended up going in the morning this
It's like going to
week.
Aldi on a Sunday. Like you just don't go to Aldi after
I
church.
know. It's so hard. Jewel
Oh
Osco.
yeah, it
Yeah,
would be
there's only
Publix.
one. There's only one out here. It's not like a normal. That was my grocery store growing up. That was like a Chicago suburbs thing, as you went to
Jewel
Jewel.
Osco.
I
Yeah.
remember the rice pudding. Oh my gosh, Brittany, did you ever have the rice pudding? I can't find it anymore. I don't think they do it. But it was good. It was like a solid rice pudding, not like a runny rice pudding.
More pudding than,
Like I
yeah,
used
I
to
know what
eat
you
it
mean.
for breakfast. And I was like, now I'm like, why did I think that was an acceptable breakfast food? Like it's just straight up
You're
sugar and
talking to a
rice.
girl that eats raw ramen. So
True.
I
But
literally, my
literally,
kid
I
asked
would
for a Fat
buy like
Boy
a
ice
quart
cream
of it, and
sandwich
that
for
would be my
breakfast.
breakfast.
My kid asked for a Fat Boy ice cream sandwich this morning, and it was like, okay, but you can only have one.
That's funny.
Not an acceptable answer.
Lily will be like, I need dessert. And I'm like, you already had an ice cream thing when you got home. Well, I still need dessert. No, you don't. You
It's a
ate it
nice try,
before
though.
dinner. Except if
You
she
have more
asks
rules about
dad,
dinner than we do.
if she
I'm
asks
like,
dad, then dad doesn't know that she had it at like 3:30.
oh, that's good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that happens pretty regularly.
That's the good stuff. Totally.
Lily's been asking to sew again lately, so we're gonna have to
Ooh,
do more of
how
that.
did her little squares go? Do you have them right there?
I've not done anything with them, but we did sew a pile together, and it was definitely more mom driving than Lily driving. But
Oh,
we did get
well,
them together.
those are really pretty.
But that's okay. We'll get it. She's like, "Can we make the quilt?" I'm like, Mommy's brain is very full at the moment, but I would like to make the quilt at some point."
I have many quilts that I would like to make. I feel like I would like to make, but I'm never in the mood to make when I actually have the time to make it because I would have to cut, and I hate that part.
I don't mind that part, but it's because I whipped through it.
Well, right. I feel like you do something enough times, you kind of get over that activation hump
I mean,
where you've done it a few times. Yeah.
just admit
I
it.
mean, I do it too, but yeah, you
We'll
still
show
have
the
like
life's work.
rows and rows of quilts.
I was on a Zoom and someone was like, "Is that a real? Is that real?"
Yeah,
Like,
they thought it was a
I'm like,
backdrop.
yeah, I've made all those. I designed them. They're like, "What?" I'm like,
Yeah, it's just a small hobby. Just a little thing.
I'm a celebrity in that one small corner of the internet.
Hazel was very impressed when I was talking to her today, and she's like, "So, how many followers does she have exactly?" And I told her, and she's like really famous. I always wondered what it'd be like to
Just
be,
a little bit.
somebody's famous, daughter.
This is
And I was
why I need a
like,
PO box
"Good
and
luck."
not putting my address on the internet.
I wouldn't put my address. Nobody could spell my address, anyways.
I
It's
know.
the weirdest one ever.
So I really enjoyed when I was a reporter. My maiden name was Dee Pasquale. Say that 10 times fast. Um,
You're
but
still on my phone as DePasquale
it's
because
all
I've had
good.
you in there since, 2008,
Better than
probably.
Daypat, which is I think what everybody called me when we
I
were
still call you
pledging.
Daypat
Yeah, it's all good.
to myself.
There's another one that we're not going to say live on the internet that came out while we were drunk at the station one time during a pledging activity. But
We'll talk about that one later.
well,
That's the
that's a
pre-call and the
pre-call.
post-call.
I think your husband called it me, actually.
Probably.
Probably. But
If it's not
anyway,
appropriate,
it's
probably.
not appropriate. Anyway, so when I got married, I kept my maiden name as my byline because it's like your brand. It's at the
Yeah.
beginning age of social media and Twitter and that, and I wasn't going to change all
My
that
email
because,
still has my
yeah,
maiden name in it.
it does. This is accurate. But it also had the really great benefit because this is back when you still got yellow pages delivered and white pages delivered to your house because we're old. And nobody could find Stephanie DePasquale in the white pages because she didn't exist. So I was like writing a blog about my house and nobody could look me up because nobody knew what my
Actually,
actual name was.
this
So it
tracks.
was really good.
My
But
mother was a prison psychologist, and I had a different last name than her, and she never changed my name when I kept my father's last name, even though my father really wasn't in the picture. And my mother's figuring for that is that she knew she was working in psychiatric care and didn't
mhm,
want me to have the same last name
that's
so that it
smart.
wasn't easy to track me,
Yeah, very smart.
which makes actually a lot of sense. It was like one day that came up as an adult, and she's like, "Do you ever think that through?" It's like, no, no, I didn't think that through.
Oh,
Yes, Stephanie,
thank
you
you,
are an
Barbara.
amazing quilt designer. You need to keep designing because
It'll happen again. I need to get myself through book
now
launch.
that I can dabble in AutoCAD again,
There you go.
I feel
What
like
I should
that
give
is my
you,
way to draw.
I need to give you a crash course in like using InDesign and Illustrator
Actually, I
for
am
quilt
taking a
design.
class at QuiltCon
Are
about
you?
Illustrator for quilt design in particular.
I am typically in InDesign for quilt design, but I
Hmm.
use Illustrator to do all the
The
diagrams.
yes.
Yeah, on how to put it together.
And I've dabbled in both because I for portfolio
Hmm.
classes and things like that. But for being able to draw, I can draw rapidly and accurately
Hmm.
to the 16th of an inch in AutoCAD. Actually, even smaller than that if you needed to. Um, and everything I draw is to size. So if I want a 1 inch hexie, it counts that as 1 inch. And so everything I build on it would have accurate measurements.
That is the challenge. So whenever I'm doing anything with 60-degree
Hmm.
anything, that is tricky because sometimes you're at like 179 degrees instead of 180, and then
Yep.
everything is off.
Yeah. And AutoCAD, it
Yeah.
has that level of precision in it. It's not necessarily like I had to toy with some settings to make sure
Hmm.
that I was able to still snap to things at,
Oh yeah,
16ths
snapping,
of
very
inches,
important.
but I was able to figure it all out. And I'm actually able to like add dimension lines and essentially plot things, which as an English paper piecer is great because I'm able to
Important.
plot them to perfect size to print so I can cut pieces out.
So this is something that you do not know until you get into like the behind the scenes and like get to know
Hmm.
people when you are um doing quilt design is that when you're working like the creme de la creme, like you made it, is when fabric companies start saying, "Hey, I have this line coming out. Can we do it in your
Yeah, can we
pattern?
work with you?
Or can we send you the fabric and see what inspires you?" At this point, it's not real fabric. It's a design that exists
Right.
on not even in real life. It's just the
Right.
design that is a JPEG.
You're
And
hoping to raster it into an
yeah,
image to
and
see if it would even be possible.
you know how big it is. That's it. And so you have to figure out how is this going to work. You have to design it to scale
Hmm.
and have it work in your pattern. And that is a really challenging thing. And you are then creating a quilt digitally from fabric that does not exist in real life yet. And it
Hmm.
has to be the correct scale. So that way, when they are selling like the kit to go with it, it like makes sense
Hmm.
and it will turn out the way you've done it. And like that is a challenge when you are doing it for the first time.
That makes
That
sense.
that's easily a 4-hour process to
Oh
go
yeah.
from
I
if
remember
you're
doing
starting
it
from
for,
scratch.
yeah,
It's
scaling fabric for interiors to be able to make 3D designs for,
mhm.
customers and clients and things like that because they want to know what that sofa is going to look like.
Oh
So
yeah,
like I'm literally going to take a 3D image of the sofa and get this digital image and make this
make it look.
sofa,
Yeah.
and to the right scale. It's like when you go on Amazon and they haven't done the right scale for the fake item that they've placed in all the pictures, and so you have like a chandelier that is clearly like way too big for the room, and you're like, that can't actually be that size. And you go to the next picture, and the chandelier is like tiny in a bathroom,
Hmm.
like the scale is all off. That is key to have that scale correct, especially in fabric when you're trying to show
Yeah.
somebody this is what this will look like. You don't want them fussy cutting an owl, and it turns out the owl is 3 inches bigger than the actual piece that you were going to cut.
When we design my fabric line, which I can pull
And that's
out
what I'm
because
thinking
it's
of as
right
I say
here.
that.
Um, we went back and forth on this a lot because it was very important to me that we be able to have an owl in a kind of mid-century
In a
design.
frame. Yeah.
Yep, in a frame. I wanted it to look like a lattice frame with geometric, and I wanted it to be able to be fussy cut without losing owls in between.
Yes.
And that was
That's the kind of stuff
challenging.
Tula thinks through.
Yes. Well, and I was inspired by her because that's what she does. And that was like super important to me that we make that work because you don't want to buy a yard of fabric and only be able to use half of it. Like that's not what people want to do.
And
And
that's a
so,
lot of what I end up doing in
yeah,
English paper piecing because somebody doesn't think through how much room you need
around it.
to have margin.
Yeah.
Everybody is commenting how awesome
Thank
you
you,
are, which
everybody. You're making me feel like big head right
You're
now,
like, I
but
should have wore my pink moo huh?
oh God.
My favorite one.
I will say, so I was telling my husband this earlier today too. So the writing school I'm doing, there's like a challenge each week where you put like 250 words out that's like around a theme. And
We
I've
should do
been
that with
doing it.
quilting.
Oh, that would be really fun.
Like a
Like, what did you
small
get done
block
today?
that we throw out every week. Like this is the challenge for the week.
Yeah. And, but it's really kind of fun because everybody has their own way to interpret it. They have their own story that
Hmm.
they're working on. And then you're supposed to like read and comment on everybody else's stuff. And I've been working really hard on showing and not telling as I've gone through like further
Right.
drafts in the book. And every single time I get constructive feedback too, but it's been minimal. And it mostly
So
is
either
like
it's so bad that they can't give you feedback, or
no,
it's so good
mo
that it
people are like telling me like I feel like I'm in the scene, like I feel like I can hear the paper
yes.
crinkling and I can see her freezing her face and I can feel the
That's
tension
what you
in the
want.
moment.
Yes.
And I'm just like, yes. So
Yay!
it's very exciting for me to have like
So
to hear
everybody
things
just
like
build
Barbara.
stuff up, we'll get more
Yeah,
videos, I
I
think is what you're
appreciate it.
saying.
It makes me feel good. It makes me feel like, oh, maybe I do have it because
Man, isn't
how
the
many
imposter
times?
syndrome terrible?
Oh, it's huge. It's huge. Like I'm like, can I really do this? Can I really be publish a book and be
Well,
an
you were
author?
telling me some of your fears earlier, and I'm like, girl, you don't have to worry. And you're like, yes, but I'm worried. And it's like, oh my gosh, you've got this. You've nailed this. You're fine.
I was
But you
literally
don't
telling
always
her,
feel that. That's like my
yeah,
husband when I'm like, I'm freaking out about this. And he'll be like, it's gonna be okay. You're fine. And I'm like, you clearly are not in psychiatry.
Chantel and I have had enough therapy between us to become
Oh,
psychologists.
we're good.
We're good.
We're good.
We're fine.
It's true. Both talents are a gift.
Thank you. I was
But
talking with
you take things that aren't there to see and you make them seen.
accurate. That's a way to think of it. But
You
yeah,
like process them and put them out there to be processed by others in a
the
tangible
fear
way.
I was telling Chantel earlier is that I don't know what I'm going to do when I'm done telling the story of Kenrick and Lena. Like, what am I going to do
I didn't
after?
want you to have to say it if you didn't
No,
want
it's
to. I
totally
wasn't going to
fine.
blurt out your fear
It's
for you.
totally fine. And then I told her like an earlier version of this story that doesn't exist at all in the
But it's
current
great.
iteration of it. And she's like, "Oh, well, see, you have another one." And I was like, "Well, I suppose
You can always go off of my weird delusional dreams that
that
are,
too." Chantel
yeah,
also has crazy dreams,
I have
but
ridiculous dreams, and they're so like I could tell you the scenery and where I was and what was going on in that particular character's moment. And I wake up and I'm like, these sleep meds are really good. That's about where I am.
Joan says she looks back on things they worry on and realize it wasn't a lot waste of time. I mean, yeah,
I hear
I'm
that over and over again.
we've all been there.
Yes,
My husband is a worrier, like a big, big worrier. And
my husband is
I'm
not.
I'm the is it a problem today?
I don't know how you
Because
do
if it's
that.
not a problem today, I don't
This is why Adam and I would never work in the wife swap.
probably you both would just need Xanax.
Oh my gosh, we'd both be, it'd be like fear and anxiety from
He
inside
would
out
cook for
sitting
you though.
together.
He would grill for you every night. It wouldn't be the same as a smoked meat, I'm sure, but he would
I
grill
can
for
cook
you.
canned vegetables, frozen vegetables. We can
That's
upgrade.
how he
I know how to
stabbed
make a
himself.
yam.
He stabbed himself when he was trying to find a fork
I
to
know we don't allow him to use forks. He's a
do
chopsticks user now. That's what he's getting for Christmas.
that. You probably would not get that. His finger is like it's all closed up now, but it's deformed.
Forever.
For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, my husband impaled himself with a fork while he was reaching to the back of the silverware drawer to get a serving spoon to make some baked beans.
To
And
be fair, it was a very abnormal situation and a gruesome
ended up with seven
situation.
7 stitches, was off work for over 2 weeks before he could go back.
So bad.
It was so like ridiculous. Oh,
So gross. And then my husband broke his collarbone the
just
same
like the
week
same
and
week.
had it dissected into 5 pieces and then had to have it all bolted back together. And so
I
you
think it was
come
within
over with
24 hours.
a birthday brisket, and the
Yeah,
boys are just like sharing their like war stories. And
I
we're
know.
like, you literally like flew off your bike and you got impaled by a fork. Like, you know what we read? You guys are just weak, weak.
I know. Oh, goodness
It was
gracious.
great.
We
We're just
also,
staring at each other like our book boyfriends are 500 years old. I mean,
that
come on.
was a conversation that we had. We're like, why are they doing such dumb things? And I'm like, well, because
They're young.
they're 40 and 45. Like they need another 450 years before they're mature enough to like reach our level.
Right.
And then they'll be like Resand or Kingfisher or,
Any
Zayden is
of
the
them.
exception.
Name
Zayden made it by the time he was 23 years old. But Zayden went
is
through
a different world.
some drama in order to make that happen. I don't think any of
Right.
our men had to go through that drama. So, but Brittany, let me tell you,
Brittany,
if
you're
you
fine. I
if you
got you.
forget some anxiety meds, Chantel and I got the
I got
pharmacy.
you. Not that we're on here like we're going to share our meds. We
No,
just some mad English paper piecing and,
we might
whatever
have
we
some
brought
things.
along might be fine.
Oh,
The drink package will help.
I made it through the last cruise with no meds. It was my first vacation with no meds in
Well,
like 5
without
years.
those kind of meds. You had a
True.
spider bite and had to go get medicine.
That was different.
Oh, that was a different cruise.
I'm talking
Sorry.
about the Alaska cruise.
Well, it's
I
fair.
made it through Alaska with no anxiety meds. I brought them, but I made it through.
I'm really impressed because you had your kids there
I did.
and
It
your
was very
husband.
I mean, yeah. Oh,
We have
okay.
this conversation that it's like we could have 5 kids and us two, or we could have our own kids with our husband, which would be easier. And
5
the
kids with the two
answer
of us.
is always the 5 kids with the two of us.
Uh, there was this basically pretty much exemplifies what it was like bringing my children with on a cruise, which was lovely. They had a great experience.
But they won't be
They
on the
loved
next
it.
one. You
They
guys
won't
are
be.
good.
They will not be on the next one. But my husband likes to be the fun one, as many husbands do. And so he was going and taking them to all the things while I was teaching. And we had a moment where we all got to go to the pool together as a family. I gave them a 10-minute warning, a 5-minute warning, a 2-minute warning, and then I told them it's time to get out of the pool. And did they want to get out of the pool? No, they did not want to get out of the pool.
No.
And so Stephanie becomes Italian mom and gets serious and tells them to get out of the pool. And I am yelling a little bit. And I turn around and Ray and John are walking behind me on the track, laughing their asses off at me and going, "You be that Italian mom." And
Yeah.
they're like, "You gave them 3 warnings and they wouldn't get out of the pool." And I'm like, "Yes."
Yes.
And they're like, "That's too many warnings." And I'm like, "I'm aware."
And they're kids. It's hard. You're like, the warnings were for me too, to stop what I'm doing and actually pay attention and try to parent for a hot minute.
I need to actually read the book that I started and then totally put down because I
Mm.
couldn't focus on that trip. But I
But
brought
the
it.
next trip, yeah, so we have our big meeting next week. Make
Yes,
sure everybody has that
Q&A.
on their calendar that we will not be here on a Friday, but we will be here on a Sunday.
If you are on the Quilt Addicts Anonymous email list, you should get an email probably on Tuesday about it.
Hmm.
But we'll put the live up. I'll put the live up early so that way you guys can like mark your calendar and hit the YouTube
Perfect.
notification and all the things. So I will do the
What
things. We're
about your
actually,
project? Have you been dabbling in thoughts about it,
so I was thinking
or what everybody wants to
we
know?
need to
Because
call it how to make points pointier was one thing I was thinking. And I thought we could basically do something similar to what we did on Transatlantic, but make it into a smaller table runner so we have fewer pieces so that
Because we have less C days.
we have less C days. And I mean, transatlantic, we had what was it, 8 C days?
It's 7 or 8, yeah.
We had
There are
seven.
other teachers and things going
Yeah,
on too,
it was a
but
lot.
um with everybody's projects to do, it
Yeah, it was a lot.
nobody
So,
finished everything. And it is nice to go home with something finished.
so I was thinking like still be able to do the half square triangle because that's the good starting point, the quarter square triangle, and the flying geese as a minimum.
Hmm.
Because I'll have like we have 18 hours of class time. So I'll have 9 hours with me. So
Yeah.
there's your 3 classes and then putting it together. And then I could do like I was thinking like maybe like some flying geese like in between blocks or something.
Oh,
So
that would
that
be
way
fun.
we don't have a million of them. We have a limited
A s-
amount
I-
so that we can get it down, but we're not making like 36, you
32
know.
flying geese. Yeah.
No one wants to do that. Maybe we'll make like 16. And like,
We don't want to
you
make
know,
too many flying geese, but
something like
it's
that.
critical to be able to make enough of them to be able to get them to actually be, beak to butt flying geese, which is a
Well,
word I just
when
made up, but I think that needs to be a thing.
that
Beak to
does
butt.
need to be a thing, you need to trademark that. The way I do flying geese, they're the 4 at a time, no waste flying geese. There's
Hmm.
2 ways to say it. So you're going to have 4 identical flying geese the way that I make it. So you need to do like at least 16 or you don't have enough variety for it to look decent.
Right. That
But
makes sense. You could segment it out so that they're on the edges and in
yeah,
between. So maybe you have like 3 blocks and then.
just like there's sashing in between is kind of what
Hmm.
I was thinking of that. And then I could use the other types of triangle blocks to make whatever it is we have going in the center.
I really like the idea still of, so you were dabbling in the idea of some applique, and we were talking about like
We were thinking
applique
about that.
jackets and clothing and things like that, but we're always limited on time, so that makes it a little difficult too.
Well, yeah. So if we're gonna do that, and I have like 3 sessions to do it in, because we were talking about maybe doing some mug rugs, and showing you fusible applique, spray starch applique, and needle turn, so that way you can learn all three. And I like all 3 options depending on what my final application is.
Right,
If
what your
I'm
application
doing
is.
an heirloom quilt, I'm going to do spray starch applique with a mylar template 10 out of 10 times because you're going to get fabulous results
I'm
every
sad
single
I won't be in
time
the class.
and they'll be perfect. Well, you could be in class. And then the other is you could like fusible is like the one I do the most options or
It's
most
the
often.
easiest, it's
It's
accessible.
fast, but over time it does degrade a lot faster
Hmm.
when you're
It
using it.
depends on how you're going to quilt that out.
Exactly. So,
And needle
there's
turn just has this classic application.
it is, and you can still get a decent shape, but you're not going to get as pristine with
Hmm.
that as you will with the
Like
spray
starch.
starch.
Yeah.
My other concern, if we do that, is
Irons.
no, that, but getting the spray starch on a plane.
Oh, I can get you a whole container of starch on a plane and then I can make the spray out of it. I still have best press stuff but it's
But you're
not
limited
like
to like
the
the 3.5 is the problem.
hmm.
That's my concern. Unless you check it, I suppose. But then you run the risk of it like exploding in your left.
Everything being crispy is yeah, that would
Ah,
happen.
so
Can you
that's my
imagine?
concern.
You get there and like everything you own is just
You're like, well, guys, we're not doing spray starch applique because it exploded in my
where
suitcase.
everything is now needle turn applique. You can all use my items to spray starch your applique together. It's
I
fine.
suppose we could tell everybody they need to get their own travel container of spray starch to bring with,
Right.
and then that could be a thing.
I mean, what is everybody actually interested in doing? I mean, I dabble in all types of quilting too. Although my my application of applique is limited. I'm
Yeah.
not teaching
There's
applique.
so many cool tricks you can do, like with fusible applique though. Like
Oh yeah,
if you cut on the
like
diagonal,
reverse applique and such
well,
too.
there's
And
that too. But if you cut on the diagonal and you have like a skinny strip, you can move that around and create like a curved stem for like a flower in like
that would be
whatever
fun.
direction you want. And that is a really cool trick that people don't necessarily know unless you've done it.
That's fun.
But I was thinking we could create like some mug rugs. Like we would just create like one, but then you would
Hmm.
have enough materials to do like a set and it could be like a seasonal thing.
Well, and that would make a lot of sense with the stuff that I'm doing. So
But I
for
want to hear
lack
from
of
you
a
guys.
better,
Like, what are you interested? Like, do you want to know how to make pointy points pointer? Because that seems to be what everyone wants to know from me. But like, is applique like something you'd be like, cool, I want to learn how to do that? Like, let me know. Is this a thing?
right, totally. I was
We wouldn't
looking at,
actually need sewing machines if we did
oh,
applique on
but
board.
I feel like the sewing machines are half of the fun part because you
They
got to put
are.
everything together in the end. And
This is true.
I say that as a person that has all these machines behind her and then hand sews almost everything. So that's not really.
You're accurate. But but yes, please, please, you guys are like,
You're very
you're
quiet
the
over there.
regulars. I know. They gave
Is
me
there
all the
something
praise
some
and then
Jan
they
put
missed away.
testing in there, so I wanted to make sure that it's working.
At
I
one
have
point
to
it
wait
said
a second.
can you hear us? You went quiet.
You all went quiet on us. Oh, it works. Okay. We're
Well,
like,
I
are
put
you?
it out there. I don't know that anybody else heard us.
All right, let's see. Are you there?
Applique is intimidating to Brittany. Suzanne is there.
Okay, good.
They can
We're
hear us.
fine.
They're
They're all
just
there.
quiet.
They're just
They have
listening
no
intently.
opinions. They just have no opinions on what it is that we're
None.
talking about. It's all
None.
good.
They're like, will there be high noons on this
I
boat?
don't know that they actually have high
They
noons, but
don't.
the drink
They didn't
package
before.
is good. Now that I know that the Tanqueray and tonic is only an extra $2 and like 40
I
some
know,
cents.
right? You're like, I got a $20 budget for Tanqueray and tonics at this trip.
Jan is a hard pass to applique. She's not interested.
That's fair. It is not for everybody, but I, yeah, something easy. We're like, we want to be in Italy and stuff. Just don't make it too
Uh,
hard. But being able to master something that is hard, but you can make it easy over time, such as having perfect half square triangles, which means that everything looks like it matches
I
up.
feel like that's just so more applicable because there's going to be
It's everything.
triangles in everything that you do. Everything.
Yeah. And I feel like those kind of basics are not always so basic,
No.
right? It's like cooking. I mean, there's tips and tricks and things that sometimes you don't know until somebody is willing to tell you, and you're like, why didn't I ever think about that?
Ooh, DK's doing a sibling trip to New England next October. We
Oh,
looked at
nice.
that as a possibility, but there was not enough availability on the boat. But that could happen at some point.
That would be fun.
But yeah, we were looking at going, we were going to leave out of New York or Boston, travel up the east coast of the States and then through Canada and back down. And I was like, if we leave out of New York, we have got to do a trip to Mood on the way out.
Yeah.
So at some point, that might be a thing that we do. Another one that Ray and John said is a good potential cruise is going to Hawaii from Vancouver because it's 5 sea days and then you
Hmm.
just island hop.
Oh, train would be so fun, Jan.
No,
but not for
it's
sewing,
not.
but like personally, I love the idea of train travel. Like
Have you
it's,
have you done it? Or are
I'm
you just
not like you did
romanticizing
it.
it?
I do it differently, girl. All right. We have, have you seen my hat? We do it differently.
This is true.
Okay.
So I have a train travel story. This is how Stephanie's first book came to into fruition. So
It
this
was
is a good
not this
one.
like heartwarming, like I'm going
No,
across the country in a train and we're doing it like the old-fashioned way.
no.
It was like,
This is how it went down. I
I love your train
was
story.
interviewed, or I got to interview somebody from a museum in near Pittsburgh that was bringing in Kay Fassett and crew to have a show, and it was going to be his first U.S. museum show, so it was a big deal. And I'm a former journalist, and so I did a good job interviewing this person, and I put a blog out, and they invited me to come to the opening, and I talked to my accountant, and I said, "Hey, is there any way I can write this off?" And they're like, well, you just have to do something business related every time you're there. And then, yeah, you can write the whole thing off. Because my husband, as a prerequisite to us deciding if we were going to date, forced me to watch every single damn Rocky movie that existed.
You watch all
And
the Terminators.
they always have a thing. There's like some movie series that you have to watch all of.
That and
And
Jaws.
yeah, that one, I would be down for that. So anyway, so we thought, okay, we're gonna go out to Philadelphia. We're gonna do the Rocky with the stairs, and then we're gonna do this interview with Kate. It'll be cool. I didn't know who Kate Fassett was when I took this interview. I was solely interested in getting the business to be able to pay for a trip to go to Philadelphia. So I'm pricing it out. We didn't think our van would make it, our minivan. So we decided we're going to take a train. And we could not afford the private car. So we took the train where you're with everybody. Right out there was fine. No
So
interesting
bad.
characters. Everything's fine. I read Kaif's autobiography, so that way when I sat down with him to do the interview, I was good. I was on. I did a good job. And had a
This
great time.
story.
This was my first time seeing modern quilting fabric, and it just like changed everything about who I was as a designer. It was a really amazing,
Behind
pivotal
you
trip.
is
Yes, this exists
basically
because I saw Kate used hot pink as a background and was like, well, shit, why can't I do that? Like, why
right.
do I have to use white? And so it was incredibly inspiring, very pivotal trip for me. So we're on our way back, and my daughter Angela was with us. She was a little over a year old and would still fit in a baby Bjorn. And I'm sitting on this trip. Across from me is a woman talking very loudly on her cell phone. And I hear out of her mouth, if I didn't have Jesus, I'd have killed that lady. And I'm just like, oh, I'm glad you have Jesus. And then I'm sitting in the observation car and we're going through the beautiful East Coast and through this wooded area. And there's all these streams. And this guy is trying to make conversation with the random people who are in the observation car enjoying this beautiful scene. And he asked where these guys are from. They're like, oh, this gave some like southwestern state. And he's like, it's all desert out there. You couldn't get away with a murder out there. Here, you just throw it in one of these places and you never find the body again. And I'm just sitting here and I go back to my
Can you have the
seat
baby?
and this guy's sitting 2 rows behind me. And I'm texting my husband because I don't want to say it out loud. I'm like, just so you know, we have the woman who has Jesus across from us, and we have body dump guy 2 rows behind us.
Body
And
dump
this
guy.
and this train stops constantly throughout the night, and people get off and get back on. And I'm sitting here terrified that someone is going to take my child out of my arms
Her first baby.
and get off of this train, and I will never see her again, that I will sleep through this. So I am in the train. I made my husband sit in the aisle seat. I got in the side and I am doing this at the side of the train. I am holding my child. I am wide awake because I am not going to sleep. I'm not going to rest. I'm on this damn train for 24 hours with these crazy ass people. And I'm just like, I'm not, no one's going to take my baby. So I'm wide awake and I have a graph notebook and I am sketching out quilt designs. And those quilt designs, I emailed someone who I did a lot of publicity with. They would send me books to write about that. And I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing with this. I'm kind of interested. What do you think? And she's like, absolutely pursue it. That girl is now my publicist at my editor that I'm with now. So she went to a new one. I ended up where she's at, and we work together all the time now.
That's
And
funny.
that became my first quilt book was what I sketched out on the way back
Because
from
it's a good
Cave.
thing you had Jesus so that
It was
you
a
could
good,
have these people in your life so that you would sketch out all these quilts and
I know.
become
Jesus,
Quilt Addicts
Jesus
Anonymous.
introduced me to Cave and put me in a situation where there was no damn way I was going to sleep that night. Oh God,
Oh, body dump guy.
body dump
That's
guy.
body dump guy.
We need to like social media that clip is what needs to
I
happen.
body dump guy. This is so
Yeah,
terrifying.
I have
So
told that
Stephanie
story
doesn't
many
do
times.
nostalgic train trips, basically.
No, if I ever did it again, I would do it with a private car and I would probably do it in like Europe because it sounds fun
Yeah,
in
it's a
Europe.
lot more romantic sounding
Yeah,
in Europe. And do you have the Calm app?
you sent it to me, but I didn't renew my subscription this
Oh,
time.
I love they have all these train trips you can
Do
listen
they?
to. And so I literally romanticize myself over the thoughts of riding a train through Norway and all of this stuff. And, all the train trips I think you've ever had have been subpar. Like we tried to take that train to London and we had all of our luggage with us and we were
That
taking
would
up the
suck.
entire first
First class thing.
class, and other people are trying to sit there and they're like, we paid for first class, and I'm like, yes, but our luggage apparently paid for first class too. And like
And then we had to transfer trains because there was some problem with the line and we
we
didn't know
tried
what
to
we were
catch a
doing.
car and he wouldn't take our luggage because we had too much. Remember, he wanted me
Yeah,
to pay more once we finally got to the car, and we're just like breaking down.
we were just tired at that point and we
We
wanted to
had
get to
gotten off a
Liberty.
boat at like 6 in the morning.
I know.
That was
That was a
wild.
trip. That was a wild
So
trip.
maybe we do boats.
With midnight sandwiches.
Long-winded story about why. Plus trains and sewing machines.
Uh,
I don't know how well that would go, but I've sewn on trains before. But EPP is a different animal. Plus,
it is
I have a
definitely a
pretty
different
steady
animal.
hand at this point. You don't want to learn how to do it on a train. The boat
No,
doesn't feel like it's moving. Well,
I
a
mean,
little,
little.
but it's a gentle. It's not like
Yeah.
you're not like stabbing your hand
Now, I do
constantly.
enjoy a good train trip to Chicago.
Well,
That's
that's
fun.
yeah.
That's a fun day.
Yeah, I
But that's
agree.
not like 24 hours sleeping with strangers who you're not sure if they're going to murder you or not.
That's fair.
That's a slightly different situation.
And the train trip that I got to take in Asia, we took a couple of them, but the overnight one that we took, I ended up in a berth, like a nice formal berth with three other students, and it was beautiful and wonderful, and I think about that trip all the time. But John ended up in like steerage, and their bunks were three high, like this. And John said the bathrooms were so
Her
gross that
husband,
people were
her
going to the
husband
bathroom in the
played.
sink.
I mean, yeah, the train I was on did not have a good bathroom, but
And
her
this is
husband
also
was a
China.
football player, so he's like a big guy.
Yeah. He's like in these little itty bitty, like, he's like, there was enough room for, like, it was like I was in a little coffin, you know? Like,
Yeah,
it was my little spot. And he's like, I'm with the masses of students, but at the same time, I'm with the masses of people. Just like, they didn't have chairs, they just had beds.
that's weird.
And you couldn't really sit in your bed because it, you basically had to lay down.
I will say I do enjoy public transit a lot when you're in a
Oh,
big
me
city
too.
that does it well. I love to just sit there and zone out until you get to your destination. Like that's fabulous.
I'm looking at Barbara Ann's
Could we
comment.
request starch by the carton of containers to the ship supply? Yeah, that could be a thing, maybe.
Hmm.
It just needs to be liquid.
Yeah, liquids are
The
a
the biggest
European river
challenge
cruise.
though,
I'm seeing that. That sounds fun.
That would be fun. I know the guys have done something like that. It depends on, sometimes they can get expensive because sometimes when you're in country, you have to use, and this sounds horrible, but you have to use the people who live in the country. So
Right,
like
right.
US river cruises are very expensive because you're paying US wages, whereas people who are doing a contract on a ship come from all over the place and they're not
That's
necessarily
true.
getting US
Right.
wages. It's still more than they would make back home,
A
but it's
lot
not
more.
necessarily like a US wage.
Yeah, or they're
So,
contracted as a group of people or whatever to come work on the ships.
yeah.
That doesn't, and a lot of times there's, I mean, all types of nationalities, and they need that too because they need people with different language skills and
Hmm.
things like that. But how does that work on a river cruise then? Do they have to change
I'm not
people?
sure. I just know that the range on like their first one that they did was a US river cruise.
Hmm.
And I mean, that would be really cool for us. I'm literally on the
On
Mississippi
that
River.
river, yeah.
I've been on this river for 20 years, more than 20 years now,
You
22
lived
years.
in the Quad Cities almost more than I did, and I grew up in the
Yeah,
area, so
I have lived here more than half my life on the Mississippi River. So that would be really cool. I also spent the other half of my life on the Great Lakes. So that would also be really cool
that'd be really
um,
cool.
to do that.
I'd like to do something because not everybody is willing to fly to another
Yeah,
country to get on a boat to be on a ship. Although I will say that you're not going to find a better opportunity to be able to hop these amazing cities
I know.
than
Like,
you
I'm
would on a
so
ship.
excited. I was telling Chantel, I was like, when we get to Naples, and this is what I was
Hmm.
started to say earlier, and then we totally got off topic,
Did we?
is we never not
No,
us.
no, we
But
don't do that.
so my dad was born in a town outside of Naples, Italy, and came to the United States when he was 11. And he like there's only one restaurant in Chicago that comes close to making the pizza. That is what he was used to growing up, and it's because they brought over a brick oven maker from Naples, and then they brought over a chef to train their people. And it is phenomenal. So when we are in Naples, we have to find a brick oven pizza place, and we have to get the food there. Like a good margarita pizza, something with some prosciutto on it. Like
Oh
we gotta do
yeah.
it right, right? So that's
My
something we
only
have to
thing is that
find.
I'm not an olive lover. But even then, I'll eat olives. I always eat them because I swear that I will find no food in this world that I will not eat. I refuse, except
You
for
know,
peanuts, because I will die. But that's just not fair.
I'm trying to think of the menu items. It's called, if you're in Chicago, it's called
Hmm.
Spockanopoly. If you want to ever try it, it's in the northern end of the city. It's really good.
Hmm.
It's kind of in like a neighborhood-ish area, but I don't think anything has olives on it. I think it's all like,
I feel like when you would get to like different areas of Rome, when you get to more like southern or you get more coastal, like towards Greece, you're
yeah,
gonna
everyone
run into
has their
olives.
own things, but
Um, but that's the only thing that really, you know, I'm not
I'm
a
gonna
fan
get to
of.
eat Mediterranean lunch like every day. It's gonna be fabulous. Very excited about this.
That's gonna be good. I guess I am too. I get to go too. Woohoo.
I love a good Mediterranean lunch. Like, give me some good cured meats and some fresh mozzarella, some
The
olives, cucumbers. I'm set. I'm good.
the best thing about being on a ship is getting my omelet and my fried rice, which is straight out of China. Like
Yeah.
all that time I spent on a
Oh,
foreign
yeah.
term, and and,
Here's,
and it's amazing. It's my favorite thing. So you go on the ship, you go to the buffet, and it's not just like standard buffet fare that is within one realm. It's like this country and this
yep.
country and
It's
this
like, here's
country and
American, here's vegan Indian.
right,
And like,
salad bar,
today the
Asian
desserts are
themes,
Mexican. It's so good.
desserts,
Yeah.
desserts. Drinks. It's amazing because you get to eat what you want. So it was funny, like you'd see people eating, cereal, and I'm like, you're insane. You're on a boat where you could literally eat anything. And like, I could have like carved duck for breakfast if I wanted it. I could have anything.
Pretty much. It was so good. I ate entirely too much food for breakfast the first day. I was very much regretting my life choices when I had to go teach class, and I was like, I ate like three times the
I
breakfast
eat
I
the
needed
same
to
thing
eat,
every single day if I
and I'm
could.
not going to do that again.
They're like, would you like sausage and this stuff? And then no, I will have the eggs and the rice.
So I ended up discovering that at the spa, you can get a protein shake, and then they also had like avocado toast. And I
Oh,
was like, done.
oh,
And
I love avocado toast with
the
salmon on
protein
it. Do you get it with
shakes,
salmon?
I am not a fish person, so no. But
Oh, I love it
they
with the
had like a
salmon.
shredded hard-boiled egg on top. It was pretty good.
Oh,
And
that sounds good.
but so that became my breakfast of choice. The smoothies at the spa area are not included in the drink package, but it was like $8. So like
The smoothies at
who
they're
cares?
like a, yeah,
And if you bring your own protein powder, they'll add it to it,
for
which
reals?
I'll have to remember for next time. Yes, because
Can't say I have my own protein powder, but
I I
whatever
do.
you want to add, they'll put it
I
in
have
there.
all the protein powder. Not that I've been doing it that much lately.
Can you add them to high noons? Because I feel like that would be a great way for me to get my
I mean,
protein.
I feel like it wouldn't taste as good as you think. I made you
No, probably
protein
not.
shakes. You liked them when I made you protein shakes.
Oh yeah, no, I have them. I just don't have them on purpose usually.
Yeah.
We make a lot of smoothies in our house for the kids, but we don't add anything too extra. We try to keep them more on the dessert side so the kids feel like they're having a dessert without feeling like they're having fruit.
When I am being good about trying to lose weight,
Hmm.
I will
Oh,
pack
you've told me this.
as much protein as I can into my diet. And so I start the day with the protein smoothie, which is just frozen fruit mix, which you can get at like Aldi and
Hmm.
Target. And it was just so much easier. I used to do protein shakes before I had Angela, and this was not a thing then. You had to like make your own mix. Now you can just buy it.
Oh yeah,
You can
now
have
they
strawberry
basically
banana
have
and
the
you're good to
berry
go.
mix or
Yeah.
whatever with the bananas even.
Yeah, there's strawberry banana you can get at Aldi. My favorite is the antioxidant blend because then you get cherries in it too.
Ooh,
And
cherries.
I'm not a fan of blackberry in the smoothie because I feel like the little
The
seeds stick
seeds.
everywhere and then
Yeah.
I look ridiculous for all morning. But because I will
At
inevitably
least it
not find
wasn't
one.
green.
True.
I'm not a fan of the green ones.
If you do the antioxidant, you got to do it with the chocolate flavored protein because then you feel like you're
Mm.
having like a chocolate cherry sundae. It's fabulous.
Oh, that sounds wonderful.
It is lovely. And then you like start your day. I also add in, and I get my protein powder from Costco, so it's like cheap. And then I add in collagen with it because we're old and that's good for your skin.
Yeah, we need as much bounce
And
as we can get.
and then it also adds protein. So I can get like 30 grams of protein and my full servings of fruit like in my breakfast.
You make it sound pretty easy, pretty
That,
good.
I
I
say
we should
this.
do a whole
Have I
video
done
where
it
we
lately?
can
No.
things.
Oh God.
Because your whole canning method of like canning like you know how we did the cookie thing.
Yeah,
We should
we
do the
did.
cookie thing again. It was still our most popular video because it
It
was
was.
just wild. It was embarrassingly wild. Your laptop still shows proof
It
of
does.
cookie
There's like a
making.
little bit of frosting just in the corner.
It's there
Ah.
forever.
What we
But
should do is we
mhm,
should can chicken pot pie filling.
that's we should.
That's the thing to make.
We should make that on
That's
Saturday.
awesome. No, I don't have that capacity.
You're like, no, I can't.
That is not something we're gonna do when Stephanie's on book deadline stuff.
Okay, that's fair.
That's
We're going to
another,
learn how to edit videos so that I can be the unpaid intern.
let's do it in October sometime because that is when I will be doing my canning so that I can survive UPS peak delivery season.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
Although October is crazy for me. I have a wedding, I have a Disney vacation.
Ooh.
So I'm doing a lot of traveling in October. I'm pretty
We could
excited
also
though.
do
The
early
wedding I get to
November.
go by myself.
Ooh,
I have
holy
two
cow.
weddings in October
What
actually.
are you gonna do with yourself? Just starfish out on the bed?
Yeah, mostly. I think I
That's
bought
a
a
good
nice
plan.
suite. So, but
You
I
should
bought
totally do that.
steerage for the flight. So I basically went United and there's this option called economy, like basic economy, which is like below normal economy, where you get put wherever you get put on the plane
Hmm.
and you don't get any luggage. You have to pay extra for everything. And you basically have no choices. You're the last to board the plane. Like there's just like
It's
if there's
fine.
a thing to be had, they probably don't even let you use the bathroom. It is like that bargain basement. Like they take off like $70 or something like that if you do this option. Well, I'm not going with family. I'm
Yeah,
going by myself. So it was like it doesn't matter where I get sat because is that
you'll be
worth,
fine.
over $80 to me to be on the window seat that I
Hey,
prefer?
it's not Spirit, and I've flown Spirit. Don't ever do
They're going
that.
bankrupt, I
Are
think.
they? Oh
Are you
God,
surprised?
no, not at
No.
all. Not one bit.
No.
Oh my, so this is so funny. So my in-laws also did an Alaskan cruise and they just got back from it and I saw them yesterday. And Lily, we went out to dinner and she goes, "Tell them about the boy." And I'm just like, I knew exactly what she meant. And I thought it was hilarious the way she just said it. She's like, "Tell them about the boy." Because on our way back, we flew red eye from Vancouver to Chicago. And terrible decision. Not something
I
you
remember
want to
you
do
telling me this, and I'm
with
like,
children.
okay,
It was
we're doing
cheap.
this.
It was cheap. I didn't have to pay any extra money. It was cheap. And so, but I'm sitting with Lily and I fell asleep for like maybe an hour. And it's me, Lily in the middle, and then this boy
The
who I
boy.
knew I knew was young, but I didn't know exactly how old he was. Turns out he was 16. He was flying back early so that he could go to his driver's ed class.
Oh.
And- but he's got like the teeniest little, like barely there mustache. It was hilarious. So I'm like, I'm sitting there, I fall asleep, and then I wake up and Lily is passed out on this boy, and he's wide awake and he's looking at me like I don't know what to do in this situation. Because this 5-year-old girl is like
Is
passed
falling
out on
asleep on
top of
him
him.
instead of you.
And so I just like lean over and I scoop her and I pull her my way. And he just had this look of just relief and thanks. And it was hilarious.
Never gonna forget that.
No, never. And then we got talking and it turned out this high school he went to is was in the conference that my high school was in and they would kick our butts
Okay.
every year for its swim team. So I was like, okay, you're good. You're good people. It's fine. But I'm
Right,
just
like
like,
you didn't let my kids sleep in. It's such a different story about Angela
oh yeah.
and Lily.
Lily's just passed out on this
Just
kid.
some
And
stranger.
I'm like, oh my
And
God.
Angela's getting protected like this is like
I
first
don't
kid,
know.
second kid.
I feel
There's
like
something
this is
about a plane.
I feel like, yeah, it's not like they can like get off and take her away from me in the middle of the night. That wasn't going to happen.
Oh my
But
God.
like, I feel like when you get to a certain age, you can't judge other people's ages anymore. And I feel like I've hit that because I really
Yeah.
just couldn't tell how old this kid was. Like, I'm like, he's flying by himself. He looks young, but
He
like,
could be anywhere
is he
from
20? Is
15 to
like,
like
is
28.
well,
We
I
don't
didn't think
know.
28, but I was thinking like maybe early 20s,
I
but
mean,
just
we
like
looked like
looks young.
babies when, I mean, I got carded the other day.
I would not get carded in a long time. I don't even
So,
bring my ID with me to go get high noons anymore because I'm like gray everywhere. They're just like,
you're like,
whatever,
you don't want me
take
to
it.
drink? This is a you problem.
It is
That's
obvious. I
funny.
have gray through it all. I am
Don't
obviously old enough
agree
to
about
do.
Spirit. Oh my
I know, right?
gosh.
We
Spirit is
flew
the,
it
it's
once.
spirited for right.
Oh my God. It felt like sardines in a can, and then we got nickel and dime for everything, and I don't even think it was any cheaper.
I like Allegiant. We take Allegiant a lot, though. I mean, 3, 4 times a year,
You
probably.
really enjoyed JetBlue when we came back from
I
London.
was shocked. I
Yeah.
really did enjoy JetBlue. Um, they international travel is a can of worms because sometimes you get international travel from somewhere and you end up getting the finest service because that is what they uphold in the country that they are from. And sometimes you get service that is upheld in the country of where you're from. So you get United, okay? And so you get one or the other, right? You end up getting this super great service where they actually feed you meals and they pay attention to you and they want you to have drinks when you want and they expect you to hit the call button and they're happy with you.
Well,
Or
they
you
were
get the
really good
flight where
about
they're
your
like,
peanut allergy.
don't look at me. You know, you don't want to be on the international flight where they're like, don't look at me. It's you and me for the next 9 hours, and I'm
One
winning.
time, I don't even remember what airline I was on, but like the seatbelt sign was fastened, but I had to go. And there was no waiting until we made it
There was not, it
down.
was going to be an
It
incident.
was it was either going to be in the toilet or it was going to be in the seat. And so I was like, I'm going. And the stewardess looks at me and is just like, you're not supposed to be up. And I'm like, you don't want me to stay seated. I just like went in the bathroom and
You don't want me to stay seated. That's what I'm talking about, though.
yeah.
I helped my friend Vanessa get some flights to Germany and back. And we went with United States airline. And the woman, the stewardess that they had, was a complete bully to the point where everybody was like, "Don't ask her for anything," and it was like, I'm so sorry. Like that sucks. She's like,
That's funny.
yeah, it was like everybody. She would come around and be like, "What do you need now?" I'm like, "Great, you got like the New York waitress as your stewardess."
Ed
Like,
Bevex.
yeah, it's Ed DeBevick's. Like, what do you want now?
If anyone doesn't know what Ed Bevex is, it's a restaurant where you go and the waitresses and waiters are supposed to be mean to you.
They're cranky. They're
Yeah.
supposed to be cranky though. It's funny and ironic
They're like actors.
because they're cranky.
Yeah.
But I feel like I would rock at a job like that. At
I
the
don't think I could
Bevics.
keep a straight face.
Oh, sweetheart. I feel like I could rock that job. Yeah, I don't know.
Uh, I think if I had just been solo with my children all day on a Saturday, I could rock that. I could
Oh
rock a
yeah,
shift
if
in
you
Ed
had just
Bevex.
gone to Costco on a Friday night,
Exactly.
you would have that job nailed down.
Oh, why do I go to Costco with my children? I have to do
I
it
don't know why
tomorrow.
you go to Costco with your children on a Friday night. That is
You know why I
insane.
go? It's because I can get an entire week's worth of dog food for all of my beasts for 29.97.
I
That's
know,
why I
but
go to
why on
Costco.
Friday? Why not Thursday?
Because I'm over there on actually normally I go Saturday, but Friday is now I can take one child with if I go on
Okay,
Friday.
well,
And
that's not so bad.
that's easier. They don't kill each other.
I'm not even allowed in Costco. My husband doesn't let me do that. That is a $500 mistake waiting to happen. It's like that hat over there.
Your Costco is bigger than my Costco.
My Costco has so much fun stuff in it. I'm just not,
It
I haven't
does.
been in there in a year. And it's
Literally, I sent my husband in to her Costco to get a brisket because I didn't want to haul it with.
all a brisket all the way.
And he's like, "What do I get for a brisket?" I'm like, "I don't know. Get the smallest brisket you can find." So I had no
That is
idea
the key. That
what it
really is the
was.
key.
And and so he comes out with this giant brisket. He's like, "This was the smallest." I'm like, "Cool."
That's Costco for you.
But
Although briskets are just really big cuts of meat. Like there's
yeah,
nothing you can really do about that. I'm gonna need a Lenny break here pretty soon, so it's
we
probably about
maybe
time
should
for us
call
to
it a
wrap
day.
up. Yeah,
When you guys hear us say we have to go to Lenny, it means it's time to go potty.
yeah, we need a potty break.
It is. It's all good.
We drank the drinks. We
We
can't help
did.
ourselves.
I think I've made it through three, four.
How
I
many
lost
can you
track.
count?
I have one left, so this is three.
Hey,
I started before we started. I started for like our pre-board
I
call.
think I'm on three as well, and that's with a hangover, so I should
All
probably,
right.
yeah.
So, reminder, next Friday, Chantel and I are reliving our youth. And so we are on Sunday instead to talk about the cruise with Ray and John and answer all your
Hmm.
questions at noon Central. So we'll have that up so you guys can hit the notification probably by Tuesday. And if you're on the email list, you should get an email about it as well. So
Yes, East Coast is later, West Coast is earlier than noon.
true. So if you are in California, it's like 10 a.m. If you're in Florida, you're looking at 1
And the
p.m.
men are over in like Hawaii, so it's like 7 in the morning for them or something
They
like that.
are, they were, I think, probably going to be regretting their life choices with that, but
Yeah,
that's
they
okay.
insisted.
They did. We offered to do it later, and they're like, "We're going to do yoga." And I'm like, "Okay, fine. Go to yoga after.
Sure, go
It's
to your
fine."
yoga
I would go
after
back
you're
to
done.
bed. That's what I would do. All
Yeah.
right. We'll see y'all on Sunday next week.
Bye, guys.
Bye.